Swedish prospector set out into the remote wilderness of British Columbia, hoping to find a legendary lost gold mine. Instead, he claimed he stumbled upon something far more mysterious. Welcome to the Unexplained and Paranormal Report, where we investigate mysterious events, hauntings, strange encounters, and everything unexplained. His name was Albert Ostman. In 1924, he traveled into British Columbia's remote Tobit Inlet with a local guide. He had everything he needed: supplies, camping gear, and rumors of a hidden gold mine waiting to be discovered. As they traveled deeper into the wilderness of British Columbia, his guide shared ancient stories of hairy, human-like creatures. Ostman didn't think much of it. To him, they were just local legends passed down through generations. After all, tales of hairy, human-like creatures were the last thing on his mind. He came for one thing: gold. Eventually, the guide's job was done. He turned back, leaving Ostman completely alone in the wilderness. Just him in the vast, breathtaking wilderness of British Columbia. Towering mountains, dense forests, not another soul for miles. It was everything he'd hoped for. But Ostman wouldn't be alone for long. Things started to take a strange turn. For 3 straight mornings, Ostman awoke to find his belongings rummaged through and supplies missing. At first, he assumed it was a bear or some other animal. But when it happened again and again, he decided enough was enough. Albert made a plan. He was going to catch whatever had been raiding his camp. That night, Albert climbed into his sleeping bag, keeping his rifle and several cans of provisions inside it with him. He was determined to catch whatever had been stealing from his camp. But that's as far as his plan got. Albert awoke wrapped inside his sleeping bag, only he was being carried through the woods by something he couldn't see. For nearly 3 hours, he was carried through the wilderness, unable to even catch a glimpse of whatever had him. Then, after what must have felt like forever, he was finally dropped to the ground. When Albert finally laid eyes on what had been carrying him, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. According to Ostman, standing before him was a family of 4 enormous, hairy, human-like creatures. There was a towering adult male, an adult female, and what appeared to be 2 younger creatures, a male and a female. But it wasn't just the creatures keeping him there. Ostman claimed they brought him into a secluded mountain valley surrounded by steep cliffs on all 4 sides. Aside from a narrow opening, there was no other obvious way out. Even if he managed to get past the creatures, escaping the valley itself seemed nearly impossible. The family didn't attack him. Instead, they appeared intensely curious about their unexpected visitor. Every time Ostman attempted to leave, however, the massive adult male quietly blocked his path, making it clear he wasn't going anywhere. Days passed. Ostman survived on the food still packed in his sleeping bag, while the creatures occasionally offered him roots and other plants. His rifle remained with him the entire time, but he later said he never fired it. If he shot one of the creatures, he feared the others would kill him before he could escape. As the days went on, Ostman carefully observed the strange family. The younger male seemed especially curious, often examining Ostman's belongings and watching everything he did. The creatures communicated with one another using sounds and gestures Ostman couldn't understand. By the 6th day, Ostman knew he had to find a way out. Then, according to his account, an unexpected opportunity presented itself. Among his belongings was a tin of snuff. Curious, the large male grabbed it, dumped the entire contents into his mouth, and swallowed it. Within moments, the creature began coughing violently, gagging and stumbling toward a nearby stream, desperate to wash the burning tobacco from his mouth. It was the distraction Ostman had been waiting for. He grabbed his rifle, gathered what supplies he could, and sprinted toward the narrow opening leading out of the valley. He later claimed he never looked back. Eventually, Ostman made his way back to civilization, carrying a story he believed almost no one would accept. In fact, he kept the experience to himself for more than 30 years. It wasn't until 1957 that he finally shared it publicly, explaining that he feared people would think he was insane. So what do you think? Did Albert Ostman really spend 6 days living among a family of Bigfoot deep in the mountains of British Columbia? Or was it simply one of the greatest wilderness stories ever told? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have your own unexplained story, send it in. You might just see it featured in a new video.